Okay, people, I'm going to be disclosing my way that I trade with gold. Now, this was asked for a student, so what I decided to do was to actually do a full video, almost like a training tutorial, exactly how I make money when I'm trading gold and how I do this. Okay, now this is going to be quite a lengthy video. It's also going to show you some unsavory ways that I actually do trading, but what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be exposing it all to you anyway, as you're a member inside the academy, and this will give you a idea of how I can do it. Okay, so the first thing I want to introduce you to is the DarwinXZero account. Now, you might be asking, why do you use the DarwinXZero account? The very reason is because if you use a prop firm, if you fall below a certain point, it's going to wipe your account. Okay, so for argument's sake, if it's a 3,500 account, you can only probably earn up to £800 or below 800 quid, and then you're going to lose your account. Now, one of the problems when you're trading gold or XAUUSD is that you can easily get stopped out. Okay, so as I said to you, the way that I trade is completely different to other people. It's not necessarily the right way, but I will show you the tools that I use. I will also show you how I get into the market and how I get out of the market. And it's entirely up to you if you want to go down that route. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is why I would use a DarwinX account. Well, the very reason, okay, is because you will see in my DarwinX account, okay, my max drawdown was 31%. Now this is unheard of, okay, in any prop firm or any account. If you get below 31%, you normally, it's going to be very hard, unless it's your own money, to get back out of that. Okay, so what I decided to do is I wanted to show you in a high drawdown with inside this account, which was a minus 31, and I've now put this account back up to 100k. And if I would go in here, I'll show you. If we go over to here, which is my DarwinX account, you'll see that I've traded this out. You see it's 100k. Okay, it's now, the balance is 101,172. Okay, now this, believe it or not, fell down around about £79,000. Now most people would think, oh, well, you're never going to be able to get your money back up that way. I did it the unsavory way. Okay, I was at 0.75 lots, and I relied heavily on my support and resistance lines, which I'm going to talk to you about setting up. So you see at the moment these markets moving up and down, moving up and down. You see that I've got certain points here which I've set up, and you'll see that this is, it looks pretty in depth, but this is pretty much where I was trading in these points. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how you're going to find the right pivot points. Okay, so the way we're going to do this is I'm going to go into this account here. All right, I'm also going to be showing you this tool, all right, which you already have access to. So you see the XAUUSD as a buy only trade. Okay, loads of people now will be saying that no, this isn't a buy only trade, this is actually going to go down. Again, this is an MT4 tool, an indicator tool that I've been using, and it works really, really well. But what I want to show you in particular attention to is this bit here. Okay, you can see that at the moment with the market is falling down, so for a scalping trade this might be true. To find your pivot lines, what we want to do is go to a 4-hourly table. Okay, and what you want to do is you want to concentrate on when the market fell the most. Okay, so you can see that there's obviously a cluster here, so this is going to be one of your lines. Okay, this one here, and you can see again there's another cluster here, so this is another line, and then there's another line here as well. Okay, which is this one here, and if you want to add this one in, you can. There's another one down here as well. Okay, so this is just giving you points of where the market is going to go. Okay, now gold goes up and down all the time, it's extremely volatile. All right, so if you've got these key points, you've got a good indication of which direction this is going to go. Now, if you're using this little tool, which is the FX Eagle, this is actually going to give you an indication of when you can hit a bear market and when you're going to hit a bull market. All right. So what we'll do now is we move to the hourly chart, and you'll see that this is already being respected. You'll see that where this came up and down, all right, you can see this now. We'll see where this really big candle is. This is a really big candle. You can draw a line in here as well, and draw a line in here as well, okay, because this is a really big moving candle, okay. And what this is going to do is this is going to give you almost, this is your corridor. Okay, so you know you've got your corridor to get into a trade and corridor to get out of a trade. The only thing you need to know now is what your direction is. Okay, now there's many ways you can do this. You could use the 20, 50 and the 100 and the 200 SMA, which is your simple moving average, and this will give you good ideas, because if it's above the 50 moving average, then it normally means that this is in a bull area. If it's below the 50 moving average, this normally means that it is in a bear area. Okay, and you can see at the moment we're looking at the hourly chart that this is coming down. If this bounces off this line here or anywhere around this line, because remember it doesn't always respect the same area but near the area, then this is going to give you a good indication of what direction this is going to go. Now, if we move back to 30-minute candle, you can see that you have a completely different dimension, okay? And what you can do is you can either go by this moving one here, where it's completely fallen down, and these are pivot points, again, which you can use, and these normally correspond with inside the chart. For argument's sake, if we use this one here, and if we use this one here, and if we use this bottom one as well, now the chart's going to get a bit messy. That's the only reason why sometimes if doing this can actually make it a little bit messy, but you can get a rough idea of that these can be used for you to get into the market, okay, because you can see that where this had already bounced off this point here, this is quite possible that you would know whether it's going to go up or down. Now you've got a spike, and this is almost like a bear. This could be an actual bearish candle, right? Because it's overwhelming. It's starting above this line here and below this line here. So if this finishes below this line here, it's engulfing this particular trade, which means that this could turn into a bearish market, okay? And one of the things that you can do, which I've already showed you, is if you go to Trading View, we go to Trading View, there's loads and loads of indicators on Trading View, okay, which you can use, okay? You can see that these are the alerts that I've done a video on, where I show you how to set up alerts so you can get into trades, so you don't necessarily miss out on these alerts. And you can see that with this particular this is an indicator that I'm using. This particular indicator shows me where it's going up and down. Okay, now you can easily get into this yourself. There's no reason why you can't use this actual indicator yourself. All you need to do is, if you click on indicators and you look up this one here, should be you'll find that it will be a indicator that you can use, okay, and there's plenty out there. So if you want Bollinger Band, and you'll find that if you look for Bollinger Band with impulse indicator, there's loads and loads of extra ones that you can add in. Now you can get on these completely free, and they all work in their own way. Now you can hear this is where it's bleeping at the moment. This is because it's bouncing off one of my pivots, okay. Look at this line here, right? It's bounced off here, it's come down, it's bounced off here, it's come down, it's bounced on here, it's come down. Now if it passes this point, then this is when we know we're in a bear market. And if you look at the lines, okay, which are looking downwards, this is showing you that this is possibly going to break through, and then this has become a bear thing. Now if you want more confirmation on that, which you also get available, okay, with TradingView, is you can go to the chat lines. Okay, now there's loads and loads of chat lines, and these chat lines are really going to help you out immensely. If you click on here, okay, this is showing you the gold trading chat. Now there are a couple of charlatans in here that you've got to be a bit careful with, because if you listen to a lot of people in here, you could lose your money. So make sure that you back up everything that you're doing by your own charts, by your own due diligence, okay? And also make sure that you back up knowing that there are certain traders inside here that will help you. Now, one of the things which is interesting is normally when you find that gold starts to go up and it goes up really exponentially, you'll find that you'll get an increase in XAUUSD, okay, which is silver USD. If you find that silver starts to go up, it will follow, gold will follow. Okay, so it means that gold will go up as well. They are correlated together. All right, now this is something that not a lot of people will tell you, but if XAG, which is silver, goes up, you'll find that gold can follow as well. The same as you can use Dixie, you can use USD, JPY, which is obviously the opposite direction. There's loads and loads of things that you can use. Again, do your own homework, do your own research. Don't always take on board what I'm saying. But if you look, it says here, funny enough, I've just had this conversation, right? And the bone collector is telling you silver and gold follow each other, okay? So this is interesting, right? Because you can learn a lot just by watching these trades, just by watching this chat. See, if we go back and we look at this chat, where it is bounced off this major support line and now it's gone up, this could be a retest. And then once it hits the retest and then it comes back down again, this is nice time for you to get into a bear trade. You can see here also, I just asked because the pump yesterday's news was completely erased. Again, watch out for manipulation. There is lots and lots of manipulation going on in the Forex markets as well as in the gold markets, which is going to affect this. If Bitcoin goes up, normally gold goes up. If Bitcoin comes down, normally gold comes down, okay? Because people are moving their money from one indice, if you like, commodity Forex into another. So you can see here, look, that you've got lots of sales, lots of things. So it's easily influenced by what you would do and what you wouldn't do with inside your trade. Loads and loads of people asking where is the next entry. Again, you know, that can be shown, which I just shown you, using the 4-hour setup or the 1-day setup, okay? Because this is going to give you the lowest low and the highest high. So if it hits the lowest low, all you got to do then is go back, working through your 1 hour, through your 30 minutes, through your 20 minutes or 30 or 15 minutes time frames to find when you are going to get into a trade. Now, one of the best things that I can advise you on is once you've found that you need to get into trade, you then need to go to a 1 minute time frame, and this is where you're going to set your trade. And the reason why is because a couple of more things that you're going to get into is going to give you more profit. All right, so you can see that where this is bounced off this point here, you can see that it's blown it through the water. Okay, so this is coming down, it's coming up to a retest, and I think this is going to go back down again. Okay, so what you can do is you could actually put, if you wanted to, where this is the lowest low, which is here, you could put a setup here, okay, for a bear trade and have it just below this lowest pivot point, and then you can choose whether or not, you know, if this trade goes up, then you haven't endangered losing your money on this trade, okay, because you've set up your bear trade. And then if you wanted to go into the market on an actual bull trade, you could use the top of the margin. Okay, now this is why I said to you about making sure that you set up your pivot points. Okay, now this is Fibonacci, okay, and this works very, very well. If we pull this across, what we need to do is we would just bring this like that. If we move this bit here, and we want to go by the highest candle, which is that one there, and the lowest candle, which is that one there. Okay, and this is going to give you almost like points of where this is going to go up and down. Okay, now you can't always go by this as just that. Okay, it's not advisable to do that, because you can see that the market is always going up and down, bouncing backwards and forwards. So my advice to you is to use a cleaner way of dealing with it. See, so XAUUSD 5-minute sell window. Okay, this is exactly what I said that it would do. If you remember, when I set this up, I said to you that this was going to probably go sell when everyone is thinking it's going to go buy, and this would have been a good time to get into, especially if it bounces off this point, and it's just going to bounce back up again, even if it does a retest and then comes back down. Okay, and remember, we set this up with a 4-hour window. So these have all been set up in a 4-hour window. What I'd be inclined to do is use red for your 4-hour, and then use perhaps for your 1 hour, do a different color, and then this is going to give you an idea of when you set them up. Otherwise it's going to get a bit confusing. But it gives you points of entry to get in. You'll see that it's completely respected this line here. It's come here, it's come down, it's come off this point, and now it's moving up and down. Okay, so it's respected this line here, which was the 2309. This is when I took a couple of trades, even though it was right up here. Where this is bouncing now, this is bouncing on the 310 mark, and this is almost like the bottom of this range, which means that you can either get into this range and go up, or you can get into this range and go down. Remember, there's, gold is so volatile that it's very, very hard to determine when that's going to go up. And you can only do this by charts. Volume, if you use volume, this can give you an indication, although volume can be manipulated and you can get a false diagnosis on what it's actually doing. So you've got to be really careful with that side as well. This helps well. There's a couple of people in here which I would say to you that you can trust. One of them is the Goldmaster 1898, and you can see here that he gives you lots of advice. He also don't mind helping people. What I would be attend to is don't approach him, just listen to what he's saying inside the chat line. Okay, so not enough balls shows up, so he's telling you, this could be bear. He also shows you the pips. Gives you a bit of an indication. They do this day by day. These people are in here every single day, and you can learn a lot from them. And there's a couple of other guys in here as well which do know what they're doing. If I come across them, I will point them out to you. But Goldmaster 1898 is quite good, and there's a few other people in here. And you'll find that they will pop up, and you'll get an idea by how they talk to you. Bone Collector, he seems to be quite knowledgeable as well, and I use this all the time. Okay, this is completely free. So what this doing is you're relying on other traders to give you just that extra thing before you take on a trade. Now bear in mind that if you take on that trade and you lose money because you've listened to them, well, that's your own due diligence. You need to do your own test, okay, and check. But it gives you an idea, and a lot of these will give you warnings. They will say to you, no, don't do this yet until X, Y, and Z. And this is really going to help you, because it gives you an indication then of what's happening, etc. And I could just trial off this 210 because it's bouncing off this 210 area. So if we go back into here, you'll see that this is the trade I've got open here. You'll see that it's bouncing backwards and forwards off this 210 line. So when it triggers this, you hear the bip. I can literally just take a trade on this. So I can just put my one click window up. I can take a buy trade. Click OK. And now I'm in on this. Okay. And I'll leave this. All right. And what will happen with this particular trade is it may fall down. Okay. But normally, respectively, what I've found is that it seems to respect this line again at the moment with inside the market. It doesn't mean it's going to respect this line every day, but it's done it so far for 2 days. That's why I was lucky enough to be able to get into my trades with my DarwinX account, because I actually had a stop off. So if we go to my history, you'll see that my stop loss, okay, or my take profit was on the 2309, 2311. These were buy trades, these were sell trades, because I had a feeling it was going to come back down to that line. So I left these three running, and I managed to close these trades out, even though these were 4k in drawdown, okay, because I relied on the pivot to return. I relied on the pivots. So you can see, look, I've got my pivot was 2310, and I had 2315, and I had 2317, and I was bouncing on and off this for a day, just using the 210 and the 217. And you can see this is why I was taking my trades in and my trades out. You can see where that's bleeped again, it's because it's respecting that 210. So if we go back, it's now going to break through this 2309, so it's now breaking through. So this is more of a bearish momentum. Okay, so this means this is going to go probably bearish, especially if it takes out these spikes as well. Then, you know, I would definitely be going bearish with this. And you'll find that if we go into a different time frame, you'll see that not only the FX Eagle is telling us that the XAUUSD 5-minute window is a sell only, but you now know that, look, it's just dropping like a ton of bricks. Okay, so this is going to find a support. So what you can do with this is you can ride this by clicking on and go for sell, and try riding it out, see if you can get. So we're now riding this, see when this stops. I normally wait till I get about $2 to $5 if I'm using a 0.01. I don't want to be too greedy, and then I will close the account. But at the moment this is definitely on a sell, so we're just going to wait till this gets to $1 to $2. So what we'll find is if it's in the bull market, this is going to push down. So if this pushes down and then goes past, then we know that we're still in a bull area. And then you can check this by going to a 5-minute window. And you'll see that this is almost hit a respectable area. We go to a 15-minute window, and you'll see that it's been pushed down because of this point here. We go to a 30-minute window, 1-hour window. And if we look at the line, which is this line here, it's because there's support here. Okay, look, there's support on this line here. See, look, it's bounced off here already. It's bounced off here, it's bounced off here, and it's bouncing off here. So it's going to find it hard to break this support, because we got 3 or 4 support. We got 3 or 4 supports on this line here. So this will probably go up, retest, and then come back down again. Okay. And the way you can find that is if you go back to the 1-minute window. Maybe you want to use the 1-minute window for getting into a trade, and then check with the 5-minute, 15-minute, and 30-minute. If it's gone past its pivot point, then it means that then, and the candle was opened below or above that, then that's representing that the support and resistance is broken, and then you can get into a trade again. And if you want true confirmation on that, work with the 5-minute window, 15-minute window, and 30-minute window. Okay, just remember that gold is very volatile. So, you know, whatever you're working on a 5-minute window can be blown out the gig. So 15 and 30-minute is normally good to get a good representative of what's going on with it. So you'll see that where we're working on the 30-minute window, you can see that we're still bouncing off this point. These are the trades that I'm in already. Okay, this is the buy trade, and this one here is my sell trade. So, you know, I'm not going to get hurt too much because it's only $2 down on this, which I know it's going to bounce back up. It's probably going to bounce up to one of these pivots again. And this is where you can start to trade in and try it out, because you get an idea of what the market's doing. Just remember that news will have a major impact on that, and it can really influence the way that you trade, and it can wipe your account out. Okay, you know, it's easily done. So I'm just going to close this trade now. I'm just going to make one out of this. So I've only just closed this is out. This may all fall, but I said to you before, I don't want to be greedy. All I'm going to do now is just wait until this finds its support, and then I'm going to try a bull. I'm going to go for a buy trade, and I'm going to check this out. Go to the 1-minute window. You'll see that it's almost slowing down a bit now. Go to 5-minute, 15-minute. This could be news related, why this has fallen. If we look in the charts, you can see that it's hit this point here, 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 which this means it's probably going to bounce back up. Okay, so hopefully that's going to help you. It's going to give you some information of how you set this up, etc. So reason why I use a DarwinX account is because I can have high drawdown. Okay, with high drawdown, it just means that I'm not going to lose my account like a prop firm. And you'll also find that because it's a simulated thing that I'm doing at the moment, all right, this is what the DarwinX account is they test you and see how you're getting on with your trading, which is right here. So you'll see that even though I had a 31.18% drawdown, okay, my DarwinX account calibration sequence is now being set up. So everything that I've traded, they will see my risk appetite, and then they will give me my DarwinX based on that, which will protect any investors if they invest in you to make money online. And what happens is if you go over a 75 mark window, all right, you need to get a 75 number. If you look into this a little bit more, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Let's see if I can find, let's move this over here a minute. We go to here. This is when you have a silver account, and what basically this means is that you need to make sure that you earn a certain amount of money, and then you make 15 to 20% back on whatever you make. You'll see that people heavily make money with this. Okay, so what happens is you train or test on a 100k account. Once you train and test on a 100k account, if you get past the magic allocation number, which is 75, and this is due to how you trade and how much profit you make, they then give you £30,000 extra on top of your 100k account. Anything you earn with inside your £130,000, you get 15% off. So what this means is if you trade gold and you make $4,000, you're going to get roughly $1,200 back. All right, or you have the ability of getting that. You know, but they do go by what your drawdown is, and obviously what your allocation is. If you don't quite understand what I'm talking about, there are videos inside my YouTube channel which will talk to you about the DarwinX account. Plus, also you can do your own research, and also if you go into the DarwinXZero, okay, and click on that link anyway, that's going to take you over to the information that you require, and it's going to ask you whether or not you want to set this up. You can actually take out a DarwinX account yourself. That's not a zero, and that's where you can actually trade straight away. You need a minimum of $1,000 to set it up, and it has got low spreads, okay, and it's got low commission fees on it, and that's why it's quite good to do that. And you'll see that I've had a bit of a time with this one. You can see that this was my drawdown, which went down to here, okay, which was at 31%. I then fought hard to get my account all the way back up, and you'll see now that it's now in profit. That little green bit there is showing that it's now in profit, okay. Now what happens is every month, on the 1st of each month, your account gets verified, okay, it gets valuated. And if you find that your point system, say for a minute it's only at 1.2%, because you're paying your $38 every single month, this doesn't affect you in such a way, because what it does is it just allows you to trade the next month or the next month after that until you get up to your allocation point, which is 75. But I just keep doing consistent trading and consistent results, you're going to get that. This is a long-term project. This is not something that you want to do short-term. This is something that you need to have a long-term point at, and then after a while you'll start to make money with it. Now you might start off where you only get $16 here, $16 there. It can grow exponentially. You can get to 200, you can get to 1,000, and so forth, okay. This is one of the reasons why I got into this. I actually had a drawdown of 9%. What I'd done is I showed people how to reset the DarwinX account, how you can actually get rid of this drawdown, okay. If I was in a 31% drawdown and I didn't want to get it back through trading, okay, then I would have just paid another 90 quid and reset my DarwinX account, okay, like I've done this time. That's the very reason why we've got this countdown, is because I automatically reset my DarwinX account, okay. And even though this is the account that I reset, I still fell below 31%. Now most people would have given up, thrown their hands away and said, no, oh well, I'll just do it again, another 90 quid, and then I'll get another DarwinX account, which you can keep continuously doing. It will not hurt your account, providing that you pay your monthly subscription. So it gives you that ability. But what I decided to do was I thought it would look really good if I show people how to get out of a 31% drawdown by trading gold. So that's why I decided to do that, and I've actually laid on the table how I did it, showed you how you can do it. Of course it comes with risks, and hopefully with all this information now you can now choose whether or not you want to try my trading way, okay. And if not, well, it's entirely up to you. You know, at the end of the day, this is the reason why I warn everyone about trading, is because it's completely risky all the time. Okay, if you do decide to jump into the world of DarwinXZero, if you use my code, okay, which is the share code, which is DWZ2315496MGM, okay, this is going to give you a £10 discount. You're going to get a credit of £10, okay, so this is going to help you. All you need to do is, when you sign up to be a member, is you just put this number in here, okay, which you can see clearly on the screen. That's all you need to do, and this is going to basically just give you that little bit less money each month, okay, which you'd have to pay for. So hopefully the information I've showed you is enough just to help you, etc. You can see that the gold trades that I trade, you know, it's all genuine stuff which I'm doing. You can see this is all genuine stuff which I've done. You can see there was my drawdown, which was at 13,328, major drawdown. Okay, it's because I had a couple of my XAU open up, because I was using the expert advisor. It actually took control of my actual chart. And that's the very reason why that happened. So I just had to get back into it, if you like. So I could get back into that trade. So that's it. All the very best until my next video. Cheers. Bye now.